no good light. Hey everyone, it's Kimberly and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about one of the things that you have to do, well, most students have to do with getting into pharmacy school, and that is taking the PCAT or Pharmacy College Admissions Test. PCAT. Alright, so it is getting seriously so late. Like, the sun is just continuously setting outside my window, and we have Mary in the background right here, so she might make some noise, but that's okay. She has her toy on the bed too. Okay, so we're talking about the PCAT, the Pharmacy College Admissions Test. That is basically an exam that most students who are applying to pharmacy schools, to pharmacy graduate schools, doctor of pharmacy programs, they need to take. It's kind of like the SATs, but way more extreme. There are a few schools that if you have a previous bachelor's degree, you won't actually have to take the PCAT before being accepted into their school. Those are the students that already have a 4-year bachelor's degree. So it really just depends what schools you're applying to. You have to look at their requirements and see if they require it for you or not. And also, it just depends on the student and the path that the student is taking. So most of the time, you're going to have to take the PCAT, okay? Just putting that out there. So let's talk about before you get into the exam. You're going to want to prepare for this, okay? It's not, I know a lot of us in pharmacy school, we kind of just did whatever on the SATs, didn't really study. You know, some of our classmates had to. We didn't really study. Well, we didn't really need to. This, I'm telling you right now, there is organic chemistry on it. Microbiology, that's another section that you might not have. So the time frame in which you are taking this exam, you may be taking it before you have some of those core classes, because you know how you have to do everything before you actually apply to pharmacy school. You basically apply to pharmacy school a year in advance. So you might not have those core classes, okay? So you're going to want to do some sort of review. Unless you really just want to wing it. If you want to wing it the first time and see what happens, great. You don't have to report your scores, but I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to do that because you're paying money for this, so why not do the best that you can, right? Okay, so right now, I do have a few examples of some review, not necessarily study guides, but almost programs in a sense, where you can get, practice PCAT tests, practice exams, full practice exams. You can get practice questions and whatnot. But Dr. Collins, just to forewarn you guys, I'm going to link everything down below, okay? And there will be a website down there where you can actually go to and buy some of these books. Dr. Collins, I'm going to be talking about some Facebook groups later on, so just keep your ears peeled for that whenever I talk about it, because that's going to be later on. So Dr. Collins is really good. I personally did not use Dr. Collins because I could not afford it. Now granted, if you have the ability to afford $1,000 or so on this wonderful, wonderful, very, very helpful review, then you should. If your parents would like to help you with that, I would always say, our parents want us to succeed. So if they have the means and, they ask you, what can we help you with? Maybe mention this to them, because Dr. Collins is very, 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 very helpful. I have heard a lot about questions being repeated on the exams, on the actual PCAT exams. So he really knows how to word those questions and to ask the questions that you need to know. So I would highly suggest that. That's not going to be feasible for everyone. It definitely was not feasible for me. Seriously, no, wasn't even there. So next best thing I actually recommend, personally, what I think works good, are the Kaplan books. And you've probably seen these before. These are those big purple books, if you know what I'm talking about, okay? So like I said, I'm going to be linking it's basically just shopping on Google, so you can actually see them down there. Click on that link, go there, and you'll recognize them right away. Seriously, the Kaplan books, they're also very good. And yes, when you buy that book, you do get, I got 2 practice exams with mine, and the practice exams literally are the same amount of time, same length, you have to do the same things. as the actual exam day. So the practice exams are very, very nice. The next one I did find on there is called Barron's. Now that one is a little bit cheaper. Oh, I should have said the Kaplan books run about $40 or so. The Barron's book, that one runs about $20. So that one is a lot cheaper. I do not know many reviews about that. I haven't heard much about it, but if you know you're really in a tight spot, and that's the only one that you can afford, do it. Because let me tell you, doing some sort of review is better than nothing, because this is seriously like the SATs on steroids, okay? I'm not even kidding. It's hard material and you need to know it, okay? So some of the stuff, you know, general chemistry, you can probably get away with maybe just reviewing that for a little bit, but some other organic stuff, some newer material, you're going to want to review. All right, guys, so the next thing that I really want to talk about is this group on Facebook. It's called the PCAT Study Group 2017, 2018, 2019, whatever year it may be. That's the year that it's going to be. So this group is honestly very, very helpful. There's a lot of insider information there. Not like it's going to be like, oh, here's 10 questions on the exam. No, 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 no. This is insider information from pharmacy students. A pharmacist actually started this site. A young pharmacist started this site, this group on Facebook, and really geared it towards pre-pharmacy students to help them prepare for the PCAT. Now, the reason why I am pointing you over here to this site is because Dr. Collins is resold a lot on this site. And if you can somehow score some sort of Dr. Collins, even if it might be 1 year old, like this year it's the 2017 to 2018 year, if you can score a book from like 2015 to 2016 or 2016 to 2017, you're going to still be fine, okay? Don't go 5 years back because that information might differ a little bit. Stay a little, you know, at least within maybe 2 or 3 years of the current date and the current applications for pharmacy school. But honestly, I see that posted all the time on there, and I think it is an amazing group to be a part of. You can also ask a whole bunch of questions in there. There's a lot of people that will come on. I'm one of them. I talk to a lot of people on there. I've private messaged a lot of people on there. Well, they've messaged me because I put that out there. I say, yeah, go ahead and message me. If you need some help, if you need some motivation, let me know because I am there to help you. And that's kind of that's what the site is made for. Okay, so that link is going to be down below. Be sure to check that out, click on it and like it and become a member of that group. Okay, it is a public group, it's open. I feel like I should honestly address, like, my face is not shiny, it's not greasy right now. It's literally the lighting. Okay, so now that we've addressed this situation that is not actually oily, we're going to get on with the PCAT. And my crazy light system that's going on right now. It's almost dark outside. So I'm going to wrap this up pretty darn fast. So as of right now, there are certain PCAT dates that are out there. There's pre-registration dates where you have to wait to a certain time in order to actually register for them and pay the money, okay? So as of right now on the site, there's dates to take this exam in July, September, October, November, and January of 2018. Okay, and that is all for this current application cycle. Okay, so the 2017 to 2018 application cycle for pharmacy schools, that's what those dates are for. Okay, the PCAT is done by this point. If you want to get into a school for the fall of 2017 and you didn't take the PCAT and you need it, you cannot, okay? So that's why I'm trying to put this video out here ahead of time to hopefully help you guys in planning this and starting to study. I'm not gonna lie, taking the one in July is very smart. It is the first one offered. Yes, you will have a little bit less of a time. You're probably not gonna have some of the classes that you need, but that's why there's so many study materials for this, okay? Which will have those classes in there that you did not take yet. I really highly suggest July because once the semester starts going, you're going to start getting your you're going to start putting your applications in, you're going to start going on interviews, you're going to have finals and midterms and all these projects and everything. So I highly suggest taking some stress off yourself and take it in July, because whether or not after you already applied everything and you're just waiting to hear back from your schools, waiting to hear back after your interviews, it's still stressful, okay? Let me just throw that out there. It's still going to be stressful. I can't change that. It's just the way it is. All right. So that's why I want to tell you this ahead of time. Try to take a little bit of that away by doing this in July. Now, granted, I took mine in July and I had to do it again. Okay. The schools, if you do horribly, don't worry. Okay. Try it again. Study again. Maybe try to get a different study material. Go to your professors. I'm not even kidding. Go to your professors, okay? Let them know. I understand that you're probably in a huge lecture hall and it's probably very daunting to sit up front. Even if you don't sit up front, at least go to the lecture and then talk to the professor afterwards, because a lot of times professors have like office hours or after hours where they will be available for you if you have questions, if you need to meet with them or get some sort of clarification, okay? And plus, you need professors, at least one, to write your recommendation letter for school or for your application into pharmacy school, okay? So make that relationship now while you can. So, like I said, July, September, October, November, and January. I think this past year, don't quote me on this, I think they might have extended a date into February. I'm not sure. If someone could maybe comment down below and let me know. I think they did. Do not count on that, okay? I'm literally linking the PCAT website where you can go to register for this stuff and look at it, do some more research on it. I'm linking that down below. And that is what I will always tell you to go by. Do not count on what they've done years before. Only go by what they are posting, okay? Just some words of advice. All right. Next thing I want to address is adding schools after you have already registered. I know a lot of you, especially if you're taking it earlier on in July, you're like, I don't know what schools I want to apply to. They might be too expensive and, I don't have that money to apply. Or, hey, I want to apply to this school, but then you end up not. It's okay. Either way, it's okay. You get a certain amount of schools that you can actually add into who will get those scores, okay? I think it may be 5. I'm pretty positive it's 5. Don't quote me on that, but those, like I said, that information is on the website linked below, so check it out. But when I did it, it was 5. So you best bet I filled up all 5 of those, and then I had to add some afterwards because I was like, well, only applying to one of those, so I need to add the other ones that I'm applying to. Yes, you can. Sometimes it costs money, sometimes it doesn't. If the school participates with PCAT, okay? If they participate together and they're in like a little collaboration and agreement, you can send your scores to that school for free. If the school doesn't do that, you might have to pay, okay? So it really just depends how many schools you add on there. Once you hit a certain amount, they're going to charge you, okay? Let's be honest. So it depends how many schools and if the school has some type of agreement and collaboration with PCAT in general, okay? But don't worry, you can add those schools on after you take the exam. So don't freak out if you forgot one. It's A-okay. Don't worry. I just absolutely love how Miss Mary is she's just chilling back there. She's so cute, is she not? Anyhow, okay, so basically, I do want to wrap this up and say it is expensive, so try to do this well the first time, okay? So now, once you get into the room, after you finish your whole application registration process for the PCAT, then you're going to get into the room on the day of. They will give you earplugs. This is computerized now, okay? It is all computerized. They don't give you pen and paper anymore. It's a kind of marker and like a dry erase paper kind of thing that you can get. If you run out, they'll come and like check it out and get you a new one. Like, don't worry. But whatever you do, don't freaking erase that thing, okay? They will freak out if you erase that thing. Just don't erase it, okay? Just scribble it out and just go on another one, okay? Go on another page. They give you a few pages at a time. So you will get one of those. You can get earplugs. They have the big things that go on your head, but what I found is that they gave me a headache, and I didn't have ibuprofen. Okay, so, but they also have the smaller earplugs that you can stick into your ears. So, use whatever you want. You can finish early. It's 4 hours, but you can finish early. But each section is a certain time. So you have like 30 minutes for this one, 25, then 40, then a 15-minute break, and then whatnot, okay? So each section, if you finish it early, you can't go back. Once you click that submit button, that's it. Then you move on to the next section. And then you finish that early, click the submit, go on to the next section. And then after that one, maybe there's a break. you do take that break. You don't have to. I would highly suggest it because you need to get up and rest your eyes, especially from the computer screen, okay? That is one thing that sucks. During that break, go to the bathroom at that time. Do not waste your time. If you get up and have to go to the bathroom at another time, you will lose that time. It doesn't pause it, okay, in the middle of a section. You will lose it, okay? So go to the bathroom before, go to the bathroom at the break. Bring a snack at the break, a quick, easy snack, and ibuprofen, naproxen, Tylenol, whatever you take for a headache, take it. Well, bring it with you. Don't actually take it, you know what I mean? Take it if you need it, but bring it with you, okay? Just words of advice. All right, so yeah, like I said, this can be a really expensive process, and trust me, I understand. I can't even explain to you. I don't want to explain to you how much debt I have right now. But of course, this did add to it a little bit. But, try to do as best you can the first time, all right? If you need to take it again, don't worry about it. If you do bad and you're just, you're one of those people who has to get a feel for things before you do really well, don't worry. Because schools not only like to see that you've improved, but they like to see what you do to improve. So during your interview, if they ask a question about the PCAT or any kind of struggle that you went through, talk about it and talk about how you improved and how you brought up your score. They will appreciate that because they want a student who they can see is going to learn and is going to grow and is going to become a professional, okay? So, and who can address their mistakes. If you've made mistakes and you just didn't study correctly or you had to modify how you studied, tell them that, tell them. Yeah, so it's not as scary as it seems. The only thing scary about it is the price tag, but I mean, granted, this is like nothing compared to the tuition for certain schools and the room and board. So don't worry about it. This is really not as stressful as you may be feeling. Trust me, I was there. I know what it feels like, but I'm just telling you right now, the world will get so much better. Trust me, your world will, and you'll feel this weight lifted off your shoulders when you finally decide on the school that you're going to go to because you're going to get in, okay? Think positive. Have confidence in yourself. That is the last thing I really want to say. Confidence truly does matter. And I know that's such a cliche. So many people say it, but it really does, okay? Just putting that out there, especially on the morning of the exam, you're obviously going to be getting out of classes to take this. Just kind of relax, get up. My exam was at 8 a.m., so, I went to bed really early the night before. So I was up, made time for breakfast, made time to, there were some last minute things that I like to look over. Don't make it a lot. Just make it some things, maybe some, I don't know, maybe something in organic chemistry, some kind of mechanism or something, okay? Something like that. And then you just go, get there early. Do not rush yourself. Get there early. Seriously. You will feel so much better. And then you're just going to be able to sit there and just to take everything in. And yeah. And honestly, I promise you, it's not as bad as it sounds. It will get better. Well, life will get better once you've gotten accepted to your school, and then you get into pharmacy school, and then you're like, why did I choose this? No, kidding. But in all seriousness, guys, it will be okay and it will get better, okay? I promise you. So, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. If you liked this video, please hit the like button down below and don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. I wouldn't want you to miss out on any of my awesome videos that I do. And if you have any further questions about pharmacy or anything like that, please comment them down below. I promise I will get back to you. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys.